Good morning, traders. Welcome to Flow with the Markets Tuesday, volume 193. Iliya here, tuning in 56 minutes into London Open. I intentionally waited a little bit just to get that London momentum going on because we have that little manipulation. And if I do the video before the manipulation, usually it goes in another way that I predict. But of course, right now we're just gonna straight jump into it, see how Monday played out, see how the market is looking like so far, and see how we can, of course, adapt to the current market conditions. I am not going to be very active in trading this week. I'm about to be moving countries. I have 10 days for my thesis, so I'm focused on other things, but of course trying to take a trade here and there. No trades for me yesterday. There was a beautiful short on EU that the community took. I was doing a one-on-one session with a member, so I missed it. I'm gonna show you in a bit. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Alright, let's get started with the Dixie. So as you can see, we still remain within this 4-hourly range. So the market opened right there. I pretty much either expected for it to drop or for it, of course, to initiate a pullback, maybe pull us back deeper above the 50% and maybe even come to attack this high right there. Sorry guys, my voice is still not come back. And yeah, you can see we had a little bit of a bearishness yesterday, and right now it looks like that we have a very strong dollar currently. Okay, so with that being said, I mean, we can try to predict, okay, well, where is the market going next? And again, it's hard because it can either be coming in to retest this wick and then to potentially continue down, or it might be coming in to take out this wick as liquidity. Why? Well, because this high failed to cause a new low and it's technically weak. It's liquidity. So again, my two outcomes are we're either going to come in right there, maybe a line on the 50-minute and go down, or we take out this high and then see what's going to happen. It's either going to continue up, a line bearish and go down, or of course, anything could happen. So jumping onto the 15-minute, what we had this morning is the market. Again, you can see, guys, this is why I do my analysis on after like Asian session on Monday, right? The market started really bearish, but then at first, like we had a little bit of a choppiness, and it was actually, here we had a breakdown, we had a break up. There is the first long trade you take. Then we have a push up, we have a pullback. There is a second long trade you take, right? And then we just continue to roll into the highs, right? So it was pretty much a bullish day. Although we kind of would have expected this low to get taken, but as I keep saying, follow the 15-minute and what the 50-minute tells you. So this morning we had a little bit of a gap right there. The market immediately filled the gap, took some liquidity, and actually it kind of turned bearish because here we clearly broke below this low, which was the major low. So we made a TC, we took the liquidity, and then again, we have immediately a TC up. So you might ask me, was this a liquidity grab? Well, in hindsight, yes, right? But as this was happening, and if the market was right here, I would be saying, well, we have a break of structure down. Then of course I would like to follow the market, but I also started thinking a lot of terms of liquidity. So if the sell side is taken, then usually the buy side gets targeted. But in terms of structure, we look to short from here, right? And then the next candle comes in and just breaks, right? So you get no trade whatsoever. It just broke up. So even though I was bearish, I didn't take any shorts. So right now, what am I? I'm bullish, right? But we can see that a major high has been taken. We have the 15-minute trend change as well. We have an overall level of demand right here, which is probably going to be like a hard time frame demand. Maybe, yeah, 25-minute looks great. I'm just going to take this whole candle. So curious to see. I mean, I would expect this high to get taken because it did not cause a break of the low. But as I told you, it can also just act as supply. We have like, let's say this supply right there. The market could react and we can go down. So again, very important to flow with the market. Currently, if we get a pullback, we can be looking for longs. If we have a brand new range, we can again be looking for longs. So currently for today, because I only care about, okay, what is going to happen right now. For today, I think we can get into some longs on the Dixie. But of course, if we get a bearish trend change, I will not be hesitant to also go short. So once again, there is the current setup. And as I always keep saying, flow with the markets and with the new structure that forms. So having a look at EU on the 4H. So again, we are bullish on the 4H. Again, this is the last break of structure. The market tapped in, tried to push, failed. Came in, took this one as liquidity. It tried to push. So yesterday, so right now we're just playing like internal structure. So took out this internal low, then took out this internal high. And right now, guess where it's going potentially? Towards this internal low right there. We still have this demand zone intact. So is it possible that we come in to take out this low and then reverse? Absolutely. So we have a similar situation on the Dixie, but you can see that high on the Dixie is very high. It's right there. So sometimes a divergence happens. So maybe, for example, EU will take out the low and reverse, while DXY will not take out the high and still reverse. That is also very possible, which is why I told you on the DXY, don't really expect this high to be taken. It's a possibility, but again, nothing is for certain in the market. So yeah, right now, again, EU, I don't think it's gonna find demand from here. It looks very strong to the downside. Probably it's gonna come in to take out this liquidity. Yesterday, absolutely incredible short right here. Very trending Asian high, creating the daily high right there. We had a little bit of an uptrend right there. Massive breakdown, came in, retested. This trade was taken live in the community. We also were running a live trading session, and it was taken by the whole community, but I was doing a one-on-one, as I said, with a member, so we missed it, right? So pretty tough. And one of my guys actually just closed it down there for 16R. So beautiful trade. Right now, so what we did is we had a very consolidative Asian range. I was looking for longs in the morning because first we came in to take out this low. Then we immediately shifted bullish, right? And then I was looking at this demand. Unfortunately, the trade happened like as the market came in right here. It happened like very fast. There was a little trend change right there. So if you were to take a trade, you should have been in from here and a stop loss below, and then there is your 3R. But I did not take this, and then I did not take this and this. Why? Because we have a rule. We call it the 70% rule, which I'm not gonna share with you here. It's proprietary stuff, right? Which of course told us that we cannot be taking this trade again if another certain condition is not met. So I missed this long right there, and then I didn't take another one. Then the market resulted in a bearish trend change right there, and what we have right now is a bearish market. So we can draw a supply. There's a supply, there's our range. So if we manage to get into some shorts, above 50% preferably, and into the zone, then that will be great, targeting potentially this liquidity low. Possible for us to have a new range as well and take another short. That is definitely possible. So again, keep following it, right? The current daily momentum is bullish, so I will be focusing on potential daily momentum is bearish, so I will be focusing on potential sales. But of course, I do not exclude the fact that we are in a very big demand zone and we can start seeing some longs as well. So again, flow in the market, follow the current 15-minute momentum. Let's see what happens. Currently looking for a deeper pullback a little bit to start looking for shorts. EURYN. Yeah, so EURYN, again, as I told you, the bias is still bullish. This is the major high, it's low. This is the major high right there. The market tapped in, reacting. And right now it's pulling back in. So EJ, to me, not a great pair to be traded because it's not very... I mean, it doesn't have great flowy structure. It's not in a good position. It's definitely below the 50% on the 4H, absolutely. But it tries to push up very weak. You can see very weak push. And right now it's coming in with bigger steam to the downside. So is it really bullish? I don't know, right? Yesterday, similar to EU, it gave a massive short, but we did not have a trend change because the trend change happened right there, right? This was not a trend change right there because this was just a pullback, higher low, tries to push, fails, and then it makes a trend change. And right now, very nice trending Asian range, had a little bit of a kind of a liquidity gap, sharp to catch some liquidity. Right now we have this break again. We have supply, and again, you can see the intraday momentum is bearish. So if I was trading this pair, I would be looking for the market to pull back, give me a short trade, and ride it towards this demand. Simple, right? This is how I look at it. Multiple things could happen. We can go on, make a trend change. I'm going to be looking for longs. Okay, so constantly flow with the markets. But this is how it currently looks like. And I see more bearish intentions than I see bullish. But of course, as I keep saying, everything can change in just in a matter of minutes. Okay, so be careful. But again, looking at this bearish sentiment right now, I would be more inclined to take shorts on EJ. So was it dollar? It opened and no pullback. You can see I was looking for very deep pullbacks, but Aussie dollar said no. All right, it just opened right there. Boom, took out that massive high, which was it a daily high? Why do I have this drawn? Maybe it was a daily high, and I was looking for it to be taken as liquidity. Well, we took it. So let's have a look if we have any difference within the 4H. No. I mean, this is not valid, and this is also not valid. So still my major high low is here, which I don't like because we have too many base demand zones, but we don't have any kind of valid higher lows. So we have supply, demand, and also like the last, yeah, this one is, wow, this one is very tricky in terms of the range. If I look at it very objectively, it's actually this one right there. Again, I'm not sharing my rules. Many of you have asked for my rules for the higher lows. I'm not sharing those. But just again, you can observe, you can go, you can backtest, you can have a look at like the types of pullback, the hours of pullback, the candles, the wicks, and all the little details, right? So currently we're in a pullback. We're about to tap into some sort of a demand. The session is bearish right now. Yesterday, very bullish. It kind of kept continuation. It could have taken maybe a long or two. And yes, right now we're pretty much in a bearish day. We had a trend change down there. Then the market broke structure here. And this is the last current 50-minute range. So if I was trading this pair, I keep following 50 minutes until I'm wrong. And then potentially I would expect for the market to start reacting from this demand zone. And then maybe if it gives me a bullish trend change, I will be looking for the market to continue going higher. But if it continues bearish on the 50-minute, then of course I'm going to keep shorting it. It's that simple. Okay. So that's it. I mean, bullish on the foliage. In terms of like the range, I would even say that this is our range. So I would say this zone is a more high probability for it to be tapped. So can we have a little bit of a bearish pullback? Definitely. Okay. But knowing that the trend is bullish on the Aussie, if you have any bullish alignment, don't be fearful to be taking a long trade. But again, here is our current range. Again, the market can make a new one. Keep following it until you're wrong. Let's check out AJ. So AJ, I was looking at like both scenarios on this one. So we have like, if it started bearish, I would look for long, but if it started bullish, I would look for short, right? However, again, objectively, I think we have like a trend change right there. So we're technically bullish. So currently this is the low, this is the high. Just looking at it from fresh perspective right now. Yes, we kind of had that bearish daily bias. We had this alignment, but then we have a bullish alignment right here. So technically we're bullish and currently we're responding from this supply. So you could be looking for a quick short, running it towards like 50% or at least until it takes like some sort of liquidity like these little lows right there. And yeah, this morning it just started, massively broke structure. Here, yeah, here this one is valid. Yeah, this is valid. It's not my favorite type of zone, but it looks valid. So again, similar to all the other pairs, they're pretty much bullish. So I will be looking for the market to come in right there. Give me a 1 minute setup inside this 50-minute zone. And then potentially try to follow it, right, for 3 to 4 hour or at least for, like towards a liquidity point. So again, not at least. I usually take fixed TPs. Like if I get 3 to 4 hour, I just take it, right? I don't try to swing too much because the market tends to change very fast nowadays. So you don't want to be like, you don't want to be trying to kind of catch the tops and the bottoms and stuff like this. So just take your profit in and out quickly. So that's AJ, bearish right now, but again, bullish on the foliage. So again, looking for a bigger pullback. Maybe when the Aussie dollar finishes the pullback, then this is going to influence AJ and then both of them are going to go up. We don't know. Currently, bearish bias for today. Let's see. NZD also similar to the Aussie, just opened and started pushing up. So we didn't have any bearish pullback. It just opens, pushes, and yeah, right now we just keep following it. So if I just delete everything, there's a new break of structure here. There's our higher low formation. There's our range. The market is in a pullback mode. I would take this whole thing as a demand. Like this. And yes, so currently we're in a pullback mode. You can see it's very weak, which is great. So you have a couple of choices. You either wait for only for longs to take only high probability trades, or you can also be taking shorts. Like for example, here we shifted up, then we shifted down right there. And this one looks like a valid supply. Just wrap it like this. Yeah, we're being given a short right there. We're definitely being given a short. Liquidity looks like it's grabbed and this is what we need to break. So let's see, we might call a live trade right there. It definitely looks like. So the only thing I don't like about this one is when I think in terms of liquidity, we just took out the Asian low, right? And usually after you take out a liquidity low or high, which is usually like Asian low, daily low, like hourly low, the market tends to reverse. But again, as I keep telling you, follow 15 minutes until you're wrong. And if you get a setup right there, take it, right? Take it. If you lose, then you have a bullish TC, you're going to win the long. So let's see, right? Remember, NU, we have a short setup. Let's see if it actually provides. And J, yep, it just went on, boom, took out the high. So we have a brand new higher low right now, which is gonna be, yeah, it's just gonna be the bottom of the leg. And yes, we are very high right now, so the market is gonna be initiating a pullback. So again, your choice right now is either to wait for longs, to wait for the market to pull you back and then align for longs, or of course to keep flowing with the 15-minute. This one right there, not good. So the valid break happened here. We have here broke up, broke down. There's another short right there, but it happened very late yesterday at 8 o'clock. But again, this is the breakup. This is the trend change down, push, pullback, lower high, and right now it's dropping. So good setups yesterday, by the way. Good setups yesterday. Indices, not really. So this is NJ right now. It's very compressed. I like NU much more. So let's see how NU is gonna provide. NJ is just kind of ranging at the bottom. There is no valid 50-minute ranges, so definitely giving a skip on this one. UJ. UJ. So this one is also 50-50. I have a very big supply. Probably, yeah, this is not an alignment down there, but I just took it. So we're still bullish on this pair. So guys, this is tough. I mean, UJ is tough. I don't have a clear probability direction. Well, it's bullish, but again, we're tapping like in a weekly supply, in a daily. The daily is bullish, I think. Yeah, daily is too bullish. So the recent bias is bullish, but look at how it opened yesterday. This is the data you have so far for the week. Can you conclude anything from this? Not really, right? We have like EU dropping, Aussie dropping right now. We have a lot of clear markets, but look at this. It's just a pure range. So what I'm just gonna say, plain and simple, stay away and wait for some momentum. Like wait for the market to show you where it wants to go. This one gave me no information on Monday, so I'm not forcing it. And even if you want to take a trade, you can't, because you're probably gonna lose. Because again, it's a range, right? If you really want me to force it right now, well, yeah, there was an alignment down right here. Another break, that's the last break. The last demand zone is, supply zone is here. And the market retested it and it grabbed the liquidity. It took out the high, it took out the low, and it actually gave you a setup. So there is your setup. It actually is, yeah. So you could force it and you actually get, I'm quite surprised. I didn't think we could get a winning setup in this consolidation, but yeah, there it is. Exactly the same example right now we're having with all the JPYs. They have a push, they're pulling back. UJ actually provided beautiful TC setup right there, right? So yeah, let's see. I mean, it can keep carrying on, but for me, I want to trade with a clear forward time frame. So for me, let's wait for some sort of a breakout, and then of course we're gonna tackle it. Okay, so yeah, we have an indecision day yesterday on UCAD. It's tapping very deep inside this demand zone. I mean, no information on this one as well. Like it pushed down, then it pushed up. There is no forward structure. I was muted up until now, so I'm really sorry about this. I'm still sick. So what I was telling you is that we don't have a very clear direction right now on UCAD. I mean, it's absolutely bearish, but in terms of currently, we can take a short because, as I said, but I was muted. We have a very little base supply right there, right? The market is tapping in, but we just have like right now a V shape from a demand. We came in and we came out, and we're ranging again. So looking at the current date, right, we have pretty much a consolidation, and as the market broke up, here it broke up, then right now it's breaking down. So can you take a short from here? I wouldn't really take a short with a break like this and looking so choppy like this, all right? So UCAD, I would give it a skip. But again, as I keep telling, shorts are nice because we have this massive momentum. And as with this massive momentum, I don't think we can start initiating a big pullback without taking out the major low right there. So let's see, I could be wrong. To me, shorts are high probability on UCAD. Let's see, I would love to see like a little bit more trending to the downside to actually take a higher probability short. So let's see. Because this was not trading it. GU, let's see what happens on GU. Look at that, beautiful. It just came on and took out the high. So if I have a bold high like this is a liquidity point, like a major. Yeah, so there we go. We took it out. So right now we can definitely expect a pullback. So if I delete everything, the quality time frame, yeah, the quality time frame's low is here. Technically, no. We had a break right there, which is a valid break, and we have a breakdown right here. So you can see actually the quality time frame has aligned bearish, and this is the supply. The market just tagged into the supply and run away. So as we tagged inside, right now we have a bearish trend change. So yeah, GU is an interesting setup. I'm not gonna lie, it's an interesting setup to actually see if shorts are really gonna kick in with this kind of liquidity high being taken. Hourly time frame alignment, that is very important. We already threw a little wick inside. We aligned bearish on the 50 minutes. So let's see if we're gonna pull back inside and give us a short setup. So very curious to see, but this is how I look at it. The GU right now, it looks really good. Took out Asian high, took out Asian low, so it could come in because it didn't grab. I would like to see also like some sort of liquidity grabbed in the 4-hourly zone, which it did not. So of course, knowing GU, it can come and take it and then make another trend change, and that is gonna be the winner. Okay, but just keep in mind that the 4-hourly time frame has aligned bearish, so we have a high chance for shorts also being taken this massive daily and weekly high on the left. Like, look at the precision, it just took it and reversed. So let's see, short bias on GU, very curious to see if it's gonna play out. And GJ is probably a little bit choppy, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm expecting big things right there with my arrows, but the market is not giving me much. Okay, so GJ, I'd say skip. Why? Because it's exactly in the middle. So we have like a massive push up, then we have a massive push down, then the market tries to push, but right now it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Even if you drop like a fib from here, it's still, yeah, it's still above 50%, so you don't want to be longing it when it's above the 50%. But personally, I don't like it right now in terms of the foliage. But again, if you drop to the 50-minute, you're probably going to find some setups, which currently, again, the last thing that happened is a breakdown, supply. So you could be looking to take a short from here. But again, in a long bias right now, it's not very high probability, so keep that in mind. And if I was trading GU, I would focus, GJ, I would focus on GU right now because it looks much more juicier with a clear 4-hourly bias. So let's see. I mean, currently, yeah, it's bearish on the 50-minute. It can easily turn bullish because we took lots of liquidity below Asian low right there. We're pulling back. Like if you just have a look at this recent range right there, we're not at 50%. So we can definitely have one more leg to the downside. So as I always keep saying, trying to practice what I preach, follow the 50-minute until you're wrong, right? So right now 50-minute is bearish, take a short right there, right? If you lose, trend change up, then try to follow the 50-minute again because the 4-hourly is bullish, okay? But you can of course make a decision. I am not going to trade against the FOH, and that increases your win rate pretty much by 50%, right? So EURJPY. Gold, yeah, gold not much, a very dead day on gold yesterday. So as you can see in terms of the FOH, nothing, right? Daily, inside bar, also nothing. 50-minute is not good, right? So kind of it opened, broke down, broke up, broke down again, came up. I don't like it. We just had a trend change down right there, and the supply that caused the trend change is this. But it looks like we're not gonna retest the supply fully, and we're just gonna drop, which is fine. So yeah, I mean, you can follow the 50-minute ranges, but keep in mind you're just in a range right now. There is no clear direction, there is no clear momentum, and when there is no clear direction and momentum, you usually lose and get stuck in a range like this, right? Because here the market took out Asia high, aligned bearish, beautiful. Take a short from here, you lose it, right? Then it aligns bearish, but then it doesn't provide. Okay, so let's see, there it is, it just broke structure. So now we just move our supply zone to here, and I look for this. Simple. Okay, so let's see. As I expected previously, I mean, we're bearish on the forge right now with this alignment. It looks very corrective. So did we pull back kind of a little bit? We just pinged, I think, the 50%. No, Yeah, we came very close to 50%. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we can of course go on to the downside and maybe make a new lower low. So 4-hourly time frame, just very objectively, it's bearish. So if you get a short trade, well, it should be high probability. So that's gold, looking for shorts right now. US30 yesterday, not amazing. It tried to get into the zone. It didn't come in to take my liquidity point, which is sad. It did not actually respected it. Right, but as you can see, we broke up and then we broke down. So to me, this one is a trend change, similar to something similar to what we have on GU. And currently it's going for another break of structure that is potentially going to confirm a nice bearish trend. So there is supply being formed right there. The market did not pull back and right now is rolling to the downside, potentially about to be making a new lower low. In terms of the day, I don't like this right there. It ranged, broke down, broke up, and then another range. So I am waiting for it to break down here. Or as I told my team in the morning, I was looking for these two levels for a breakout. And whatever breaks, then I'm going to adapt. Okay. So it looks like it's going to break to the downside. But then, of course, this is a 4-hourly low. What happens when you take a 4-hourly low? You get a pullback. Okay. So indices, I don't like it right now much, right? Yesterday, no trades for me. It just kind of rode into the highs and it just plummeted down. Then here, you don't want to be trading as much right there. Although we had a setup, I mean, there is a 50-minute supply that broke structure. So you can be looking to take a couple of quick shorts right there. But yes, so US30, it's a skip for me until we break out and until we get clear direction. I'm very patient with indices. And I only trade US30 when there is a very good textbook setup. Nasdaq, I expected a push up. Well, it actually pushed up. You can see it took out this high right there. So technically, I can remove all of this and we have a new 4-hourly break. So a new 4-hourly break and a new 4-hourly zone and a new 4-hourly higher low. So I'm going to take the zone a little bit smaller like this. So there's Nasdaq. I mean, it's bullish right now. Is it really gonna sustain the bullishness? Looking at US30 starting to reverse a little bit. Let's see, right? Let's see. But currently bullish on the 4H. 15-minute, it's also bullish because this is the range low and this is the range high on the 15-minute. So again, I'm looking for a breakout. I'm not trading this. I want to see the market break below this and then either give me a 50-minute bullishness in order to show me that it actually wants to go long from this demand, or for it to like start breaking down and for me to follow bearish structure on the 50-minute. So indices to me right now, not very tradable. S&P as well. Like look at my big arrows, big projections, nothing. Just a range right now. So waiting for something more. And yeah, you can just clearly see it on the 50-minute. It's just ranging. Okay, so I'm just skipping this one. Cryptos. They look like they're starting to range as well on the daily. But yes, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. I really don't want to keep those videos long. Currently, EURUSD, it's overall bullish bias. Looking to see if we're gonna be creating a new range right now, like breaking into the high like this, and then trying to follow it like that, or if we're gonna pull back all the way down. Sorry, this is actually the Dixie. That is EU. EU is bearish. It just came in, reacted a little bit out of 50%, and it looks like it wants to break. If it breaks, then I keep following it. And looking to see if my liquidity low on the 4H is going to get taken and what is going to happen until then. I have a feeling Tuesday is not going to be a trading day for me as well. So let's see. Aussie dollar sells but no zone. No, that's EJ sells but no zone. This one is pushing down. This one is still pulling back. NU, did it give us a short? Yeah. It gave us, but it's not pulling back. And this one is gonna have. Oh yeah, you can definitely take it like this as well. I mean, if you wait for a pullback, that's fine. And for a tighter stop loss, but if your stop loss is like below 5 pips, you can be looking for something like this, and then targeting like 3R. The pip range is very tight. I mean, you get very tight stop losses on this one. So this means that there is not a lot of volume and not a lot of volatility. But let's see. I mean, this one is a potential setup that I would personally be taking. So let's see if we get a short setup on NZDUSD. NJ is chopping at the bottom. UJ is starting to reverse after we took a little winning trade right there. UCAD is choppy. I wouldn't really look at it. So yeah. And yeah, GBP, especially GU, looks more bearish, right? As we have also alignment on the 4H. But be careful because this pair loves to manipulate. It can come in again inside the zone and then give you the alignment. So Gonna wrap it up here, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, trying to keep it as simple, as quick as possible. Currently, as I said, having very important priorities, moving countries, writing my thesis, so I'm gonna stick away from educational videos. But from next month, I'm gonna start working more consistently, putting one video per week. So make sure you're subscribed, turn on the bell, and talk to you on Saturday.